rounding out our coverage of the Haslab H.I.S. tank, we've got the 788 Fire Team 788 on the way I got it figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, classified fans? Way I got it figured, back with another G.I. Joe classified review. This time we're looking at number 110, the Fire Team 788 3-pack. Sort of a companion pack to go with the Haslab Cobra H.I.S.S. Obviously, I got this Hasbro Pulse exclusive item on Hasbro Pulse, and I was very excited to get it. You know, I just thought the colors popped and everything on these figures. I think it's an inspired idea. They've sort of made it like the H.I.S. tank. You know, there's a team dedicated to making sure the H.I.S. tank stays up, in a sense, and I like it. I like it as an idea. I like the figures that they chose, and as you can see, it comes with a veritable crap ton of stuff. We're gonna go through all of it. So yeah, so the H.I.S. tank has a fire team, support team, keep enemies off of it to you know, keep it out of trouble in a sense. And they got these three badass looking guys to defend the tank. So of course I have them in front of their pictured likenesses, but we're going to look at the box as we always do. So we lift that out of here very gently. And you got your Fire Team 788 with your Cobra officer, your Range Viper, and your Cobra Infantry. And of course, they're listed there. G.I.Joe classified, Cobra H.I.S.S. I mean, it's all very well done in the packaging, similar to the H.I.S. tank. Semper Fidelis Serpents. They've even got one on the bottom here, Semper Fidelis Serpents. You got your artwork duplicated on the side with number 110. The box is, you know, it's kind of big. It's not as big as the 788 here. Cobra H.I.S.S. It's not as big as the Viper 3-pack, but it's still kind of big, you know. Difficult to get all of it in the frame. And you've got your renders similar to how they are on the H.I.S. tank box, everything the set comes with. So first up, you've got your Cobra H.I.S. officer, and he's got his file card symbols as 1 command, 1 light weapons, 1 hand-to-hand combat, and 1 saboteur. Pretty much the same as the regular Cobra officer. The Cobra H.I.S. Range Viper with 3 environmental specialists, 2 launcher, 2 urban combat, and I think that's urban combat. I can't tell. The red, my eyes are going, guys. There's ordnance. And 3 recon. I believe they're the same symbols as the Range Viper. And of course I did do a Range Viper video, so I do have the symbols there. And then finally the Cobra H.I.S. Infantry, who does have something a little bit different. 1 infantry, 1 launcher, 1 hand-to-hand combat, and 1 sabotage. And I do find it interesting that the infantry only comes with a rocket launcher. It doesn't come with any other weapons, but you know, that's easily sorted. And last but certainly not least, you have the blast effects that come with it. Very similar to the blast effects that come with the Viper 2-pack and the Valkyries. So another set of blast effects for you. It's always good. So there we go. So now, looking at the figures in turn, there's a couple things I noticed. We're going to start with the officer. So the officer is very well colored. I really like the colors on this officer, but I do feel like the mold is starting to get there's some degradation going on with it. Primarily here. This belt is new, I think. At least it doesn't sit nearly as tight as the original belt. It's not new. It's just not sitting tightly on them like the other Cobra officers I have. It's not a new belt, but what we do have, and has been noted, I watched an early review from Scorpio, and he noted that the leg is sort of not, you can kind of see that it's like off kilter. And it's basically because like the peg in there inside this leg needs to be shaved down. Obviously it's not stopping him from standing. I was just having him stand there, but it does look a little bit weird unless you sort of give him a stance that's somewhat wider than normal. Maybe he's from Texas. Maybe, likes to ride horses or something. I don't know. But, if you're not going to go in and fix the peg, then, that's kind of seems like it's uniform across everybody getting these. So that's something you would call under the category of mold degradation. And this Cobra officer mold has been used several times, at least the legs. This officer is definitely taken directly off of the Python Cobra officer, the first one, because it has the infantry arms. But they've used it a lot, I'm sure, Major Blood's using these pants. This is a well-worn mold at this point. So, besides that sort of slight issue, from a stylistic standpoint, this guy looks great. I mean, it's, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like it a lot. So yeah, that's the Cobra officer. And I've reviewed all the Cobra officers thus far. So if you need to see a more in-depth review on the articulation or something like that, I went through it at least twice. Next up, and probably the star of the set, we've got the Cobra H.I.S.S Range Viper. And man, does this guy look like a winner. The Range Viper already looks kind of sinister anyway, and this guy just takes it up a notch. Whoever allowed these guys to customize their outfits to look like this, let them bring out the truly evil aspects of their character, because this guy looks like he's walking straight out of a nightmare. And hey, that's cool, man. They all have their little stats, which are generally identical to the stats that their normal counterpart versions have. But I'd like to think that if you're gonna set up some guys to be like a H.I.S.S fire support team, they might be a little bit better than the average dude at their jobs. And moving over here to the infantry. We see we have another diversity hire, if you want to call it that. I mean, I just call it a guy with dark skin, but whatever. And yeah, I haven't looked at the infantry in a while, but I thought that they had a holster that was at least molded on here. But of course they probably can't do it because the backpack has to go on there so you can carry the rocket launcher, and that's fine. I'm not upset. Oh no, is this the Snake Eyes? Oh, this is the Alpha Commando Snake Eyes rig. That's what this is. So he's got the Alpha Commando Snake Eyes vest on. That's why. Very cool. He's got a grenade. And just really nice colors on that infantry outfit. Very cool, very cool. He doesn't seem to have any weird leg issues like the officer, but you know, you should be on the lookout for it at least anyway. I mean, I don't know how many more of these guys we're gonna get with this specific mold. Might be time to, you know, make some new versions of these guys, because they are definitely well worn. That's my dog just scratching his bed. Extremely inconvenient time, but hey, he's got to do what he's got to do. So next, what we're going to do is go 1 for 1 and gear everybody up. So I guess I'll gear everybody up at once and come back. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Here's our Fire Team 788, all geared up with blast effects in their weapons. You know, you gotta use them blast effects when you get a chance, man. They're great. They give you a little bit of extra authenticity to the figures, and you know, it's very cool. There's a couple of notes that I want to kind of go over. So the officer comes with weapons. Comes with the weapons from the Valkyrie pack, the AR type gun, and the sort of Cobra cartoon gun. And it also comes with the pistol and the knife from the Valkyrie. So you can see this long sort of sheath, but the knife is extremely short. That's because of the gang molding process. It comes from that. And of course the Snow Serpent comes with these exact same weapons, and it even comes with a knife, but has nowhere to store it. This came up because I was putting the weapons on and couldn't find the knife like anywhere. It was actually in the backpack of the infantry guy. But that was what was going on with that. So, as you can see, these guys look really good with their accessories. Once I got the officer geared up, you know, his leg issue started to sort of rear its ugly head, so to speak. And then you got the Range Viper. Not a lot to add there, except that in my Range Viper video, I actually missed that you can store the axe right here. There's a little nub, and then there's the slot in his climbing axe. So there you go. So yes, you can really store everything on the Range Viper. And this guy just looks great. I mean, he looks great. Of course, these guys don't want to stay up now. him in a minute. This is definitely my favorite out of the bunch. He looks awesome. See if we can get these guys to behave long enough to get in some final thoughts. That knife is so small that he fell over, and it fell right out of his right out of the sheath. Yeah, I can have it like he's loading it up. Last, but definitely not least, we've got our Cobra Infantry with his accessories, which are basically Bazooka's accessories, except that Bazooka doesn't come with the fire effects. These fire effects originally came with scrap iron, so this is their second time around. Even the Snow Serpent also came with this weapon and, you know, kit, but he didn't come with the blast effects. So, you know, that's a bonus for this guy. So there you go. There's your Fire Team 788. I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on G.I.Joe Classified Series number 110, Fire Team 788. Man, this is a great set for, you know, a bunch of repaints. Yes, you get, you know, a regular set of weapons with them, but you also get, like, you know, just a little something extra with them in every case, which is basically the blast effects. And the paint jobs are excellent. They're exquisite. You know, they look great. They look like a specialized group of Cobra troopers. And yeah, you know, it's, if you have a H.I.S. tank, it's certainly worth getting the fire support team to go with them. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna go outside the grain and give this a rare 10 rank as a set. Even though these guys are a bunch of repaints, they're not even really retools. But, you know, as I've been thinking about my top 10 list for G.I.Joe Classified, you know, for 2023, there's precious scant figures that are like, you know, 1-to-1 non-reuse figures. And we'll get into that when I get to the top 10 list, but basically, you know, I can't really use whether it's a new tool or a retool against it because of the expansion of the line and how much reuse there have been. And I'll give it to Hasbro in saying that they've been much better about what they're reusing and how they're reusing it, you know, in the line. Obviously, Marvel Legends, if you collect Marvel Legends, you know reuse is a part of the game. And certainly it was always going to get to that point with G.I.Joe Classified series. But they've been smart about their reuse with the classified stuff. So, you know, I think this is a 10 set. I think it's a perfect companion to the Haslab H.I.S.S tank. And if you have one, I'm sure you will agree. So I'm going to wrap it up here, folks. Thanks for watching the videos. You know, thanks for all the new subscribers. I you know, appreciate every one of you. I try to deliver great content. Seems like somebody's unsatisfied with my content. They let me know every video, particularly with classified stuff. So, you know, whoever that person is, hopefully I can turn it around for you. But you know, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I enjoy this stuff as an outlet for my hobby, as much as I like to, you know, give you something to watch. So you know, I'm gonna keep doing it. Until next time, I'll see you all on the next video. Everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.